So with the recent PSN network blackout, there seems to be a movement growing, people, where we, as the consumers, are going to get our rights back. Hell yeah, baby. More rights. Let's go. So I saw this video and it really piqued my interest. It's by a guy called Blandrew. It's Goodbye PlayStation. Now I'm gonna expand on the whole us taking back our rights thing after we finish this video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's see this video because I'm really interested. The title is good, and I think it's going where I think it's going. So this will be good, and it will be connected to the thing that I really want to talk about, which has been trending for a couple of hours now on X and everywhere on the internet. So let's just see the video and then we'll go to it.
PlayStation and Nintendo gamer ever since the 5th generation of consoles. The PS1 is
wow.
probably my favorite console ever, and the PlayStation 2 is absolutely in my top 5 consoles of all time.
Top
Even
one
though
for me,
I
'cause
didn't
I grew up with
enjoy
it.
their
It's
latest
amazing.
consoles nearly as much, I did buy and play on them for the games that they
It
did
is actually a
have
sick
that I was
collection.
interested
The
in.
Crazy
But with
Taxi,
recent news about
PS2
how
games.
the PS6 will potentially be over $1,000, and more importantly, physical disc
prices
production
never go
coming
down.
to an end starting January 2028, I
Exactly.
can confidently say I will not be buying the PlayStation 6. I love physical media.
Okay.
I've spent thousands on 4Ks.
Man, he has a sick collection actually. Final Fantasy. What is this? Kingdom of Hearts. Oh wow. Okay. He's got a good collection, boys. He really does. Wow.
Blu-rays,
Even more up top.
DVDs,
Holy.
cartoons, and animes over the years.
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Thousands upon thousands on
Mega
video
Man
games from a
figurines.
wide variety of consoles.
This is a
And I
real
make
game right
jokes
here. Holy.
about vinyl records in my videos, but I've legit spent so much money on vinyls for some of my favorite
Okay, I
video
really
game
like this dude.
soundtracks of all time,
Sick
and just
collection.
let them play in my house. It's what brings me joy. And to have something like this completely
Okay, then
gone
Nintendo.
from
I've
my
never
favorite
played
hobby
or owned
is
any
so
Nintendo
upsetting.
consoles, by the
But
way.
before I leave modern PlayStation
No, I think actually
and
the
focus
3DS.
on
Okay,
Switch,
I take that back.
retro gaming,
That
and
was fake
other
news.
hobbies like music and art, I want to leave you with this. PlayStation removing physical media is
Hey,
not about you
Cartoon
not
Network.
supporting physical media. It's not because there is
Some-
such a
oh,
dividing
man.
split between physical
He's
and
got a
digital
sick
game
collection,
sales,
even
so they're just
digital
going to do
media as
away
in movies
with
and
a
TV shows.
measly
Holy.
15% of gamers because there's no market, which we know is a lie. Not
Yep.
only that, they purposely cripple the physical market. Just take a trip to your local store that sells video games and just peek over at the Xbox and PlayStation
Damn,
sections.
really? It's
It's
that bad?
depressing,
Holy.
especially if you were around back in the day and just remember
Yep.
how lively and exciting.
Hey, this is so true, dude. Like going back to a gaming shop back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, man, it was just like being transformed into a whole nother world. Everything was just amazing there. Like it was an open buffet and you can eat whatever you want. That was just, man, those days. To be honest, since I want to say 2015-ish, I have not went into a game store like looking for video games just because what bro here just mentioned, like it feels so soulless now. There's no soul in it. Once you went into a store back in the days, were just enamored and you were into the vibes. Everything just it just felt real, man. Now it just feels like there's like a couple of games scattered around. Go pick one and get the hell out of our store. I'm not blaming the retailers themselves, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is the rise of digital media itself, and people not to go choosing to go to the store and actually pick up the game. But the experience is just 180. It's so different now. It's just crazy.
These sections used to be. But this whole 15% physical
Hate this game, by the way.
nonsense
Did not
is
enjoy
just
it.
a mask, a
Walking
cop-out
simulator.
to hide from the
Mhm.
reality of the situation.
Like this can stay
Sony
digital.
is losing money, and they're losing a lot. And because of them doing things we never even
Miles
wanted or
indeed.
asked them to do in the first place, outside of one local
Okay,
broken
the Miles Morales game was
ACR
actually
who
good.
doesn't even
Not as
support
good
the
as
very things he
the
wants
main
from
Spider-Man games,
PlayStation,
but
they're taking
still,
it out
it's actually
on
good.
you. Let's run down the list here real quick. The crazy part is I'm sure I'm missing so much more as to what transpired over this generation. PSVR 2 came out in 2023. It was a VR peripheral that launched at
There's a reason we don't talk about it anymore.
$50. A peripheral that costed more than the console itself. And to add insult to injury, it
Not
wasn't
that many
even
games.
backwards compatible with PSVR 1 games.
Forget the
It was a
backward
device
compatibility.
that
There were not
Sony
many
barely
games at all.
supported. They dropped it faster than they did the PS Vita, and as a
Wow,
result,
the Vita.
most people didn't care about it. It was a flop. Everybody moved on and never looked back. In
Exactly.
2023, Sony randomly increased the price of PlayStation Plus by 30% and didn't even
Wait,
offer
let's check
you
the prices. So it was like $60, and holy crap, the premium is 120. Okay, these are per year. Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, it's a lot. Like I don't see anything new worth the increase in prices. I don't know about you guys, but if it's the same experience, probably even worse. But you gotta pay more. Go figure. That's the gaming industry for you.
any added benefits whatsoever. Matter of fact, they removed the ability to even post to Twitter that same year, which in my opinion was one of the coolest features about all of the consoles back then. And even just a few weeks ago, announced that they're going to be raising the price again
crap, there's
due to
another one?
quote-unquote
Ouch,
market
man.
conditions. Surely this
Come
means that the
on.
price will go back down once the market conditions settle.
Nope.
Right, Sony?
Nope.
Right?
This ain't the Xbox,
Yeah, I didn't
buddy.
think
This
so.
ain't the Xbox.
By the way, they also said
No
they
price
haven't ruled out
decreases
another
ever.
price hike for PlayStation Plus. So I guess that's something
yeah,
to look
FIFA.
forward to
Or EA, I guess.
because it definitely ain't games.
The
In
Ultimate Edition is now
2024, they
$150
released Concord, probably the biggest disaster
cooked.
in the history of gaming. That game was supposed to be their next big IP. We
Fortnite,
would talk about
competition,
Concord
huh?
in the same breath that we talk about Star Wars. They killed the game in less than 2 weeks after release and refunded everyone who bought it and shut down Firewalk Studios as a result. The game costed an estimated $400 million to make.
Wowee.
And that's not even counting an entire generation of games they spent years working on, spending millions upon millions upon millions of dollars.
I mean, hey, we're paying them, so they might as well just spend it, right?
To
'Cause
later
we're gonna pay more,
cancel.
so why not
Let's
just
go
spend
down
it?
the list, shall we? God of War live service. They canceled it and they closed down Blue Point Studios. The sci-fi live service game from Ben Studios, canceled. Twisted Metal live service, canceled. The world's most expensive wallpaper, The Last of Us Factions 2, canceled. Spider-Man
So basically
live
everything
service,
you care about is canceled.
Deviation Studios live service game, canceled. Studio closed. London Studios fantasy live service game, canceled. Studio closed. Neon Koi, a new studio they had just acquired, working on a live service game,
Wait, let me guess. Cancelled.
canceled. Studio closed. Pixel Opus, studio closed.
This is so
Japan
crazy.
Studios, one of my all-time favorite gaming studios, studio closed. And then there's Marathon, the next major game from the now Sony-owned Bungie. Paul Tassi from Forbes stated, "I can confirm that Marathon's budget is over 200 million, likely
Holy.
over 250 million. This
Wow.
does not include ongoing costs for maintenance or new content. That game is a flop and struggles to keep a player base.
Oh.
Horizon Hunters Gathering and Fair Games are their next two upcoming live service games.
Probably
We
gonna
haven't
flop
seen
too.
Fair Games since they announced it in 2023, so there's a chance that that game got canceled as well. They also made a studio
dude, what the
for
heck?
Fair Games, so I'm going to assume
Like, I knew it
that the
was bad,
studio
just not
will
this
get
bad.
shut
What the
down
heck
as
are they
well.
doing
And then
over there?
Horizon
Wow.
Hunters Gathering. We all know how this game is going to end. When
I mean,
you
honestly,
have to start the reveal
it
of
looks
your
like
next
shit, to be
game
honest.
like
So,
this, you already
they
know
should
this
not
isn't
release it. I
something
don't think it's gonna
people
do well
asked
at all.
for or wanted.
Before we dive in, I want to be very clear about one thing. We absolutely love making single-player games, and we're going
Okay.
to keep making them.
But
They're a huge part of who we are
want
as a
to
studio.
cash in
The main
on the
selling
live service
point
games.
for Horizon is also it being an open world game and being a graphical showcase. None of that is present here. It
Yeah, this looks
like
so
your
weird,
typical
like, this
live
looks
service
bad.
slop with
What
the
is
same
this?
art
It's
style
like they
as
just-
the rest. And from the
got a
people I
picture
know
from or
who played
video
the game
from
personally,
Fortnite. They were like, ChatGPT, make me this Horizon style. This is what I'm seeing right here on the screen right now, to be honest. So, no, thank you.
all I'm going to say there is good luck. The PlayStation Games on PC initiative
Kratos.
didn't
This
see the
is
revenue that they
Ragnarok,
wanted,
right?
so they stopped putting games
I
on
think
PC.
so, yeah.
Mind you, most of the games that made their
Oh,
way
man.
to
Uncharted 4 was
PC were
amazing.
old and a lot of the times had horrible,
Dang.
buggy launches. And they were games that didn't even appeal to PC gamers. If it was something like Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Gran Turismo, or even something like Dreams, I'm sure they would have saw more success. Sackboy's Adventures, Days Gone,
Okay,
Returnal.
wait. I love Days Gone. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's on PC or not, but I played the original one, not the remastered, back in 2024. That game was amazing. Honestly, the vibes, Deacon, everything was just badass. That game was amazing. Now, I haven't checked the remastered version because, to be honest, I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. And I'm not paying $50 for better graphics. The game was already fine with me. Which sucks. Honestly, I would love to support the guys who made it. I know the creator himself was like very salty that people apparently did not support the game. That's why we didn't get a sequel, potentially a TV show, which honestly sucks. Like the game was made to be a franchise. Then again, I guess it's Sony not seeing the diamond that they have in their hands and focusing on the trash, which is live service games that they are so in love with, like they're addicted to making one of them work. That's their myth. But it will never work, honestly, because it's just not what you guys do. You guys always bought us good single player games, not live service ones. But that's what I think.
Let's be real here for a second. They even started porting games to Nintendo and making new games with Switch 1 in mind,
What
like
the heck is
Everybody's
this?
Golf and Lego Horizon. Lego Horizon was also a flop on PC,
Yeah,
and it
only
didn't even
Batman can
chart
do
in
Lego.
the top 20 across all platforms when it came out. So it's safe to assume that game didn't perform well. And Everybody's Golf on Switch, much like the
This
PC
looks
ports,
so
had
trash.
a
What the
horrible,
heck?
buggy launch. They bought Evo in 2021 and sold it in 2025. Sony raised the price
Great
of their
business,
controllers
wow.
in 2024, and they didn't even make an announcement about it. They just kind of
All of that
quietly,
for the stick
sneakily
drift,
did it.
baby.
We had to find this out from a Wario64 post. Their latest release, Soros, if reports are to be
And
true,
these companies,
came
they
out
do not
and it's
respect
selling
us.
at a
Just plain
slower
and simple at
pace
this point.
than Returnal, and is struggling to recoup its $76 million budget.
Shocker.
And this is after they tried to casualize the game and even change the name from what is essentially Returnal 2 to try to get more people to pick it up. But Blandu, Soros doesn't need to sell all that much, it's a smaller game. I'm well aware that Soros is a smaller game,
I mean,
but
the gameplay
this
looks
is
good,
Sony,
honestly. I'm
who
not gonna
wants
lie.
mega profits,
So,
and
I don't
again,
know
a
why.
company who has shut down studios that make smaller games. Even in the realm of anime, when they merged Funimation to Crunchyroll in 2024, they stated, you don't have to leave your Funimation watch history and Funimation queue behind. You can migrate them to Crunchyroll. As part of our transition to Crunchyroll, the price will increase from $54.95 US dollars to $99.99
That's almost
a
double.
year,
Whoa.
beginning January 28th, 2025. Also, if you made any anime purchases on your Funimation account, they will not be transferring over to Crunchyroll and they will not be refunding.
You do not own anything digital, boys. Just keep that in mind whenever you get excited and buy something. You know what? If you're that desperate to just like have things be digital, home lab it, boy. Home lab it, boy. Just do it. Just do it. Home lab that stuff. You, in that sense, actually own the stuff. Yeah, you host it. There's some maintenance about it, but still, you actually do. Not some company is gonna wake up one day and be like, I think your services and things that you love and own, well, I don't want to host them anymore. bye bye. They don't exist. That can't happen to you if you self-host yourself and your stuff. I guess that won't happen to you. So if you take anything out of this video, it's just self-host your stuff.
And literally just last week, they announced that you will need to subscribe to the 2 highest tiers on Crunchyroll if you want to have access to the opportunity to even buy things from their store. It's very clear that they want to have complete control in how you access content, and this is going to go over horribly for both gaming and anime. And anime in particular is going to see piracy.
I want to see this one smoking
on a level that we've
on the supermarket or something with you. I want to see that one. Like, I've seen a lot of hype around it.
And it's crazy that in both instances, Sony announced some bad news to go along with it. Hey guys, we're headed to an all-digital future, a lot to look forward to. Get excited! By the way, we're removing over 500 movies on our movie service, and if you bought any of those 500 plus movies,
you see what I'm saying about home labbing? You do not own anything. You do not own anything as long as it's in control and can be deleted by a whim from some guy in a big corporation. You do not own anything unless you can actually either one, hold it in your hands, a physical copy, and those are going away fast, or two, you actually self-host the thing and you technically do own it now. Nobody's going to delete it. The servers aren't going to go down and it will be gone forever, or whatever the heck happens these days. You have 2 options. If you really, really want to spend money and not have to worry about things disappearing on a whim, either get a physical copy or something if they exist, or 2, you host it on your own. That's it. Plain and simple.
You a refund for your purchase. We're also shutting down the PS3 and PS Vita stores, which house some of the most legendary games that you can buy at such an affordable price, and we have no interest in bringing over 99% of that catalog, so your only option is to spend hundreds upon hundreds on the second-hand market for physical releases, or pirate them on PC.
No idea what
Get
that
excited!
Yeah.
We over here at Sony have a monopoly on anime in the West and are making you subscribe to a service to buy our merch that you always had access to for free. By the way, we're also removing Black Lagoon, Fate Khalid, and some other anime from our service without any warning whatsoever.
I was gonna talk on
Prices
that
for physical releases will also shoot up as well. So if you didn't watch it on our stream and you didn't buy it physically, good luck.
Get yourself a shit, boys, and sell the high seas.
And lastly, according to Counterpoint Research's global TV shipments monthly tracker, TCL was the world's 2nd largest TV manufacturer in November 2025, behind Samsung Electronics, which held 17% global market share. During the same period, TCL shipments increased 22% year over year, and its shares rose from 13% to 16%. Meanwhile, Sony ranked 10th globally with a share of about 2%. Sony's TVs just are not selling and are pricing a lot of people out. Earlier this year, they announced a partnership with TCL to where they would sell majority of their shares for TV and the home audio business to TCL, where they would own 51% share and operational control, and Sony retains 49%. In other words, they absorbed Sony and are now captains of this ship. I say all that to say this. Sony, to quote my brother Jack Move Johnny, is bleeding money. They are doing everything they can do to try and save money. I'm sure the pointless remakes and remasters play a part in this as well. Just sell them on the nostalgia trip so we can get some money coming through.
Hey, that guy was gonna run dry real quick and real fast.
Like Naughty Dog have been missing in action all generation too. They've legit probably lost billions with their live service attempts. The studio acquisition race just to shut them down without releasing a game or spending way more money than you should have didn't help matters either. And the best way for them to recoup that money is by passing the bill on to you. And it's only going to get worse. far worse. Sony and their goons are trying to put the blame on physical media sales as opposed to making Sony take accountability for their own screw
They will never do,
and they
honestly.
don't show
These
any
companies will
signs
never
of
do.
getting
They'll
better
just keep
either, as they
incentivizing
are
the
still
product,
trying to push for
siphoning more
more
money
live
from you
service games, which is funny.
until it
Everyone
finally
wants to
runs
keep
dry.
throwing data our
That's
way
pretty
about
much
physical
it.
games, ignoring all the data that proves them wrong, by the way, while completely ignoring the context behind why that may be. You pretty
Yeah,
much
they're
have
making
to
them
pre-order
harder
a
at this
game if you
point.
want to get it physically day one these
Yep.
days. Shelves are not healthy, and a lot of the games that are coming out have been digital only on PlayStation. I
Yep.
would have bought Romeo is a Dead Man. It's the only game on PS5 this year that I actually wanted to play, but it's also digital only. It's funny because the data also suggests that people don't want live service games. Just rewind the video, and yet this is where Sony wants to stay because their mega budget games take way too long and they want a constant stream of income
Exactly.
coming in.
They want
So if they
something
get a
easy
hit
and
or
lazy,
two, they're
which
happy.
never works at this point.
Anyways, like
Like
I
Fortnite
said, I'm
was
done.
just
You guys can have
1
it.
in a million.
I'm never buying a PlayStation 6. Matter of fact, I don't know if I'm even buying PlayStation 5 games anymore. I could have skipped this whole
What games,
generation
bro? There are
and
no
been
games for
completely
PlayStation
fine.
5
The
anyways.
PlayStation 6 already didn't seem enticing to me with rumors of a $1,000 console, and Sony
Yeah, it's
first
expected,
party
honestly, yeah.
really hasn't done it for me outside of Astrobot. Even games that I usually like Ratchet and Clank, I didn't enjoy Rift Apart whatsoever. All the games I love are pretty much dead, and I don't care about the next sad dad game or whatever girls just want to have fun game you have coming out. It's incredibly easy for me to walk away from this company and their games. Good riddance, Sony. I wish you nothing but the worst.
Adios. I mean, 100% agree with this dude. Like, the inshittification of Sony has been going on for too long at this point. Like, they've completely spat on us, slapped us, and shat on us. And just take it. Gotta know why we are doing this at this point. Like, we're the ones giving them money, we're the ones making them money. So at this point, they need to respect us. They need to go back to basics and actually produce games for us. None of this live service stuff, none of these weird cutouts on servers, and bring back the physical media. And this actually takes us to the point that I was going to talk to you guys about. It's on X, it's been trending for a while, I guess. The PlayStation fans are planning a PS5 Blackout. Sony announced it will stop releasing first party games physical discs on or in 2028. The idea behind the blackout is simply to not play, buy, or log into your PS5 for 1 week in August. I think it's like the 23rd or something. Yep. Here's the actual message itself. For several years now, Sony Interactive Entertainment has continued to grow further apart from its fan base. Whether it's closing beloved studios like Blue Point, pursuing a misguided live service strategy, exactly, canceling fan events, leaving PSVR 2 to die. Yeah, this one is actually kind of a W. Like, they never really gave a damn about it. Had no chance. Plus, I've seen people review the whole VR stuff, and it just feels like it's way too early at this point for it. So much stuff needs to work to align for this to actually be something, a product that can sell, they can generate money from, and most importantly, something that we can enjoy. So yeah, VR 2 to die or being completely out of touch with the franchise players want to see return. PlayStation has never felt more disconnected from its community. Ending physical discs in 2028 feels like the last straw. Exactly. We understand there is only so much SIE can control, but with this decision that are but with the decisions that are within its control, the company continues to mismanage the strong position it inherits. Yup, exactly. Like, honestly, I feel like it's just been a slippery slope ever since the last days of the PS3, or heck, even the beginning of PS3 with the $650 price. Like, that feels like the moment they were like, we got a cow, let's milk it. There are so many issues with PlayStation right now that bringing back physical games would only be meeting players halfway. Yep, there's still much more SIE can do. We miss Twisted Metal, Socoms like Cooper and Resistance. We miss PlayStation Experience. We miss Japan Studio. So basically, I think it's the same talking points that Blandrew had, which are very, very valid, by the way. With that, we are calling on PlayStation players to participate in an economic and gameplay blackout from Sunday, August 23rd. Keep it in mind, boys, at 7 p.m. local time and through Sunday, August 30th at 7 p.m. local time. Players can participate by turning off their consoles or logging out for 7 days. We feel that this period gives publishers and developers minimal impact while still giving players a voice. 100% support this. Like a 1 gazillion% support this. And I'm definitely gonna participate in it. Like, enough is enough, dude. Come on. We are the consumers. The customer is always right. Isn't that what they say? Like, come on. It's at this point it's just not the minority. This is a growing part of the community. You have to address us, you have to listen to us, you have to take what we say into consideration and actually, like he said, at least meet us halfway through. Like, it just can't be you guys siphoning money from us and delivering bad, useless, low quality slop to us. That's just not, it's just not sustainable. For you and for us, to be honest. We want and we deserve something better. So 100% I'm in support for the PS5 Blackout and hopefully makes a dent in the machine. And yeah, dudes, that's really all I had to say. This is a long video. Thank you guys. And if you own a PS5, join the Blackout, I guess. And if you really love owning media, like I said, either physical, if you can't, host it yourself. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Until next time.